Well, I just wanted to preface this before I start the video. First, I'm sick. At the time of recording this, I was sick, was not feeling well, so if my voice sounds a little bit funny, that's why. Also, because I have a cough drop in my mouth while recording the audio, so that's another reason. Second, there are spoilers for the 7th comic here, so if you haven't read that, it's the first link below. And third, there are mentions of my TF2 AU, so if you haven't read that either, please go read it. I also do wish to state I do go over shipping towards the end. Well, this could be a separate video in and of itself. It ties to the 7th comic, so I would mention that as well. I also figured I would state that all of this is solely my opinion. Your opinions are entirely your own. If you're going to write an entire paragraph coming after me for my opinions, please just don't. You can just ignore me, move about your day. If you don't like my opinions, okay, click off the video. Thank you guys. Now, on with the video. And also don't forget to grab your popcorn and soda because this video does get very interesting. Also to Clilex, this video is highly opinion-driven, however people can still form their opinions on this topic. I just figured that I would say that because you mentioned that the video should probably be completely opinionless, but this video literally is titled Opinions on the 7th comic, so they're my opinions. So the 7th comic finally released on December 20th of 2024, just 7 years after the last one. Finally, Valve actually did something. I took the time to scroll through the TF2 comics and read them all. I spent the entire day, the 7th comic came out just to make this video and share my opinions of it. They also finally remembered the password to the official TF2 Twitter account. Took them long enough. This isn't going to be an in-depth analysis of the comics or lore, just my opinions on the comics. If you want to do that, I'll probably make a video on that some other day. So, what do I think of the comics, specifically the 7th? Well, it was bad but good. I'm gonna be completely honest, I feel as if we were robbed. Well, yes, I'm finally glad that we have an official ending and can appreciate the writers' and artists' hard work. However, some of the plots I don't necessarily agree with, and they're just not my cup of tea. For example, Scout having a wife and kids. He was/is God's gift to woman. Him having a family seems a bit off in my opinion. I feel like it would be best if he remained single, maybe having an occasional weekend lover. This is just my opinion though, and you're completely entitled to disagree with this. However, I do agree with Zana and Soldier having kids since this was their intent the entire time. They wanted to have kids from the very beginning of their relationship, and I'm actually supportive over this. Also, naming one of their kids Georgia Washington Doe was actually very in character of Soldier. I feel like that's just, yes. In the ending, the character designs of Scout and Heavy weren't ones that I was exactly okay with, and I don't exactly agree with Merasmus being, buff. Then again, in their time, 7 years have passed at this point, so of course things would have changed. The entire comic, the entire ending is about changing and moving on. We also now have confirmation that Miss Pauling doesn't want a relationship with Scout, and Scout takes this very well. Miss Pauling is actually pretty chill about it, and I'm actually happy to see this. To be completely fair, I neither like nor dislike the 7th comic. It's just there. It just exists. However, I figured that I would also go into my AU a little bit and talk a little bit about that. In my AU, the administrator canonically dies and eventually gets replaced by some dude off the street. This was actually partially correct. The administrator actually does end up dying in the 7th comic, so I guess I was right. I actually made a prediction after the comic came out that Valve would post an update to TF2 next year, and not just some, minor patch or bug fix. A major update is what I'm talking about. People say that it's highly unlikely, however, I'm still willing to be optimistic about it. I can guarantee that someone will comment saying Valve just doesn't care, and to give a boatload of other reasons. Personally, comments like this rub me the wrong way, so please don't comment that. Yes, I see your comments and will delete comments like that. Valve at least cared to give us this. Well, it feels like it was something to just shut us up. so that we'll stop talking about TF2. There's still gonna be people who care about the game like myself. At the end of the day, I prefer my TF2 AU over the actual canonical ending. It's something that, it's something that I just simply prefer, and I'm not forcing you to agree with me or disagree with me. You can form your own opinions. Speaking of, I just wanted to interject for a moment here so that we're crystal clear. Posting a comment that reads, "I disagree because what I say is factual, Valve doesn't care, your opinion is wrong, why do you still give money to them when they don't care, you should stop this at once," or something similar is not an opinion, that is simply you hating. People can pick and choose what they want to spend their money on or don't. It's their money at the end of the day, and you're not the one in possession of their account, nor are you in possession of their money. Please be respectful over one's opinions, and anyone saying anything along those lines will have their comments deleted. And now, the part that I was dreading. I'm sure people will be at my throats for this, like Flynn from the Tangled meme. Drum roll, please. Shipping. I have seen many people shipping a very certain ship ever since the comic came out. It's Heavy Medic. People have been constantly shipping this and claiming that it's quote-unquote confirmed, when that's not the truth. Both voice actors for Heavy and Medic often joke about the ship because they think that it's cute. However, it's not true. It's not confirmed. I wanted to sort of compare this to another fandom that I'm in, which is the No Straight Roads fandom. People often ship DJ Subatomic Supernova and Neon J, and the VAs of this are both on board with the ship. Is this confirming it? No. The same goes for TF2, You can have your opinion on the ship, however, I just absolutely dislike the ship. I don't hate it because hate is a strong word. Heavy cares more about his minigun than being in a romantic relationship with Medic, let alone anybody else, and the same goes for Medic. He would rather study humans and do experiments than be in a romantic relationship with Heavy or anybody else, canonically. The way that they display affection for each other seems more of like a close friend type bond. Plus, they confirm in the 6th comic that they're just friends and nothing more. There's been people mentioning the official art on the 6th comic cover, and honestly, I don't think that they're dating. They're literally not. Even with that, I'm sure that it's just, a close friend type thing. I'm sure that if your close friend, sibling, or relative were to pass away in front of you, you would be absolutely torn. The person you absolutely care for, you just watch them get killed in a horrific way, and I'm sure that you would react the same way or similar to how Heavy does in the cover art. The ship has gone so far that people believe the ship to be canon when it was never directly confirmed by Valve. I'm not going to yell at those who actually ship this, though, and shred them to pieces, or even tell them that they can't ship this. You can ship whatever you want at the end of the day. I honestly don't care what you ship or what you do, so as long as it isn't controversial, problematic, or harmful to others, or try to force others to agree with your opinion. This pushes them away from interacting with you or your community. If someone doesn't agree with your ships, that's completely fine. If someone doesn't want to ship the same thing or have the same ships as you, that is completely fine. You can't force someone to agree with a ship or like a ship that you like. Anyway, I just wanted to make this a quick video now that the comic is out. It's probably like 2 a.m. for me, but oh well. Merry Christmas, everyone, and remember, these are just my opinions. My opinions, and you're entitled to your own opinion. I apologize for the dark screen. I forgot to add something here. I wanted to state before the video ends, another part of why I dislike the Heavy Medic ship is because I feel like if people don't ship it, they're automatically labeled homophobic. The same can be said for any unofficial or unconfirmed ship in any media that is LGBTQ+. This is one of the sole reasons why I dislike Heavy Medic shippers and the ship as a whole. Again, ship whatever you wish to, you're entitled to your own opinion. I personally think that shipping gets extremely toxic, controversial, and out of hand. Hence why I don't really do ships between official characters anymore. While I do still ship OCX canon, this can be easily done through unofficial AUs like mine. Even still, it genuinely depends on what it is. Again, shipping can be or is extremely controversial, hence why I don't want any part in it apart from my AU. I hope that clears things up because I know that there's going to be people on my ass about that. So figured that I'd clear the air a bit.